If you're a weekend cruiser, you have to know what's on board before you buy more, right? But how do you keep track of your stores so you don't over-provision? Well, hello there. I'm Carolyn Sherlock, and on this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, I'll share my handy checklist for how I keep track, and I'll give you a template to create your own. Today's episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by Mantis Marine, maker of the Mantis Anchor, now available in models with and without a roll bar. Proven to set reliably in the most challenging bottoms, the Mantis Anchor digs in like no other, making anchoring safer and boating more enjoyable. We certainly loved ours in several squalls. Mantis Marine brings to market practical, durable, and affordable marine products, including anchoring gear, scuba diving accessories, and rechargeable waterproof headlamp for hands-free lighting, and their new solar charging navigation light. Visit mantismarine.com and see for yourself. Okay, if you're a weekend cruiser, you probably ask yourself what's on the boat numerous times as you're getting ready to head back aboard. How much cereal is there? Do I need to take more coffee? You know, all those questions. It's tough to remember everything. And yet, when you're planning on jumping aboard and taking off for a few days, the last thing you want to do is forget something critical, like, say, that coffee. And so you tend to bring more, and then discover that you've already got 4 pounds. Instead, why not create a list of standard provisions you want aboard? I created a simple grocery list in Word, and try to check items off as I use them up. Then, before I leave the boat, you do a final inventory to just double check that you didn't forget some things. Now, there's nothing special about doing this thing in Word. You could use Excel, you can even make a handwritten and copied sheet. Whatever, it's just important to make it so that it's easy. Now, a few notes. I organize my list by aisles in the grocery store to make it easier when I'm shopping. But I have friends that prefer to organize the list by locker, which makes it easier to take inventory. Some other system may make more sense to you. Now, if you use the list for shopping, you may want to include a section of stuff to always bring. This would include anything that you didn't want to leave aboard, but that you pretty much consider a staple. An example might be sandwich bread. You might also want a section on things to be sure to take off the boat each time you leave. For example, if you're in a hot climate and the boat will be closed up for a couple of weeks, you might want to keep a small spice box that you take back and forth rather than leave them on the boat for the whole season, since heat really does kill spices. A standard list of what's on the boat is invaluable at home also. When you're planning meals for the weekend, you can quickly look to see if ingredients you need are already on the boat, or if you need to be buying them. Admittedly, if you've been weekend cruising for a couple of years, you may just kind of know what's on the boat. But that first year, boy, it's sure handy to have a list. Well, it does take a bit of time to create your list the first time, and edit it a few times as you discover what you've forgotten. It saves a lot of time in the future, and it makes the whole process a lot less stressful. Spending a weekend on the boat isn't supposed to be stressful. Yep, just having that pre-printed list and checking things off when you need them makes it so much simpler. Okay, that's it for this episode of the Boat Galley Podcast, where we try to make cruising easier for newbies and experienced cruisers. Please, if you enjoy it, be sure to subscribe and tell your friends about us. Oh, yeah, and if you want your own copy of that Word document, it's a template. There's a link in the show notes. Just go to it. You can get it for free. All you have to do is pop in your email address, and it'll get emailed to you literally immediately. Take care. Hope you enjoy it.